Before you scroll past this video and say this has nothing to do with you, let me stop you because you're a home buyer or you want to be a home buyer. What's happening with tariffs could directly hit your wallet and shape your decision in ways you haven't even considered. Higher home prices, elevated mortgage rates, a shrinking window of opportunity. If you're thinking, well, maybe I'll just wait for prices and rates to come down, this is your wake-up call. Let's decode what's really going on and what smart buyers are doing about it today. Let's get one thing straight. Tariffs are taxes. Taxes on goods brought into the U.S. from other countries. And when it costs more to bring something in, whether it's lumber, appliances, or even copper wiring, guess who eats the extra cost? Not the builder, not the manufacturer. You do. They pass those costs down the line. Prices go up, inflation creeps up, and that inflation is public enemy number one for mortgage rates. When inflation rises, interest rates tend to stay elevated because the Fed and the bond market respond by tightening things up. So more tariffs equal more inflation pressure, which equals higher borrowing cost. And the buyers who feel this the most, well, prices are already up, and now add tariffs into the mix, and it's like pouring gasoline onto an open flame. The result is very simple. A jittery bond market. Investors shifts. Rates rise. Even if the Fed holds steady and the market has already moved. And lenders, they build in a buffer just in case. This means that 30-year fix you could have got in the low sixes last week is now in the upper sixes and climbing. This isn't abstract. It's happening. And again, new construction buyers, they are paying the premium and the interest. Let's talk about the hidden hand keeping home prices high, especially new builds. You know those shiny new homes with white quartz countertops and model home smell? Every beam, every bolt, and finishes inside got more expensive when tariffs increased. According to the National Association of Home Builders, over 7% of the materials in a new home construction in 2024 come from outside of the U.S. And that's just the direct stuff. The supply chain is long and fragile. When builders pay more, they charge more. And the worst part, they're not cutting prices with costs go up. They're cutting corners or just waiting buyers out. So yeah, new construction already inflated before tariffs, now even worse. Meanwhile, the resale market is filled with homes that aren't carrying the same markup. They may not have gold-plated doorknobs, but they also won't charge you $40,000 extra for a brick mailbox. Builders' confidence is taking a nosedive because tariffs equal uncertainty, and builders hate uncertainty. So they hold off on starting projects. That slows the inventory, that feeds the shortage, and that keeps prices high. But here's the kicker. New construction's prices stay high even when builder costs fluctuate. They're not pricing based on value. They're pricing based on demand. If buyers stop showing up, they offer incentives, but they rarely drop the price. Now contrast that with a resale. More flexibility, more negotiation, more room to buy smart. Beyond building cost, There are major forces driving rates. The bond market. When tariffs escalate, global investors lose confidence. They pull money out of the U.S. That weakens the U.S. dollar. That causes bond prices to fall and yields to rise. And since mortgage rates are closely tied to those yields, boom, you got higher mortgage rates. Even if the Fed is holding its rate, the market already has adjusted. And this volatility, it adds an invisible tax on home buyers, especially if you're financing a high-ticket new build. Let's bust a myth. You don't build wealth when you sell a house. You build wealth when you buy a house. And if you're buying at the peak of an inflated market, guess what? You've just set a lower ceiling on your financial upside. New construction is gorgeous, but it's also stacked with markups, uncertainty, and inflated costs. Builders are pricing in risk, tariffs, and their own bottom line. That dream kitchen, you're paying extra for it before you even move in. Now compare that to resale homes. They might need a little updating, a little vision, maybe some elbow grease. But that's where value lives. You can negotiate. You can find hidden equity. You can buy below replacement costs. Something you cannot do with a new build. This is where smart, first-time, and repeat home buyers are looking right now. Not at the sparkling model homes with inflated price tags, but at homes with good bones, better price points, and actual upsides. Will all tariffs impact the housing the same way? Of course not. Some products might be exempt. Some supply chains will adapt. But here's what won't change: uncertainty. And markets hate uncertainty. Right now, everything from the price of drywall to the strength of the US dollar is wobbling. And when that happens, the effects show up in your mortgage rate. And when you're buying into a overpriced new construction home during uncertain times, you've just taken on maximum risk at a premium price. That's why strategy, not timing, is key. Smart buyers aren't waiting for some magical price drop. They're crafting a mortgage strategy, getting the same as cash approval package from the Martini Mortgage Group, and focusing on properties that give them leverage, not just a layout. They ignore the model home dazzle. They're finding resale homes with equity potential. And they are making moves based on math, not marketing. If you're serious about building a long-term wealth in real estate, start with a strategy that prioritizes value over vibes. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or thinking about moving up, I'd love to help you build a plan, one that gives you clarity, not confusion. Let's find the right mortgage strategy for your life, not just what the news or builders are selling you. Because in this market, you don't need flash. You need a strategy that helps you buy smart and win big.